Hey everybody, here today, brought the M1 Garand out of the closet. Thought what I would do is give you some information on how to date an M1 Garand, because it's not nearly as easy as you would think. You will notice the thumb is healing up slowly but surely. Cut away the dead skins, now you can see the breadth of the injury. To start off with this M1, I traded this for one of my Auto Ordnance 1911s a few years back. The old boy that had the Garand really wanted a 1911 and was willing to let go of the Garand to do it. Probably during some of this I'm going to have to kind of freestyle here just to get some of the angles and show you the places that you need to check on it. Basically this one is totally stock, except sometime in its past somebody has gone through and put some polyurethane on the stock. Beyond that, like I say, it remains fairly stock in its configuration. So let me go ahead and take the camera down, and we'll start off with some of the finer points on how to date a M1 Garand. Alright, well, the first place to start on your dating process is right here at the back of the receiver with the serial number. What that'll give you is the date of manufacturer. However, it only gives you the date of manufacturer for this receiver's piece. One of the things you'll notice as we go through this is all these different parts have their own unique serial numbers, and I don't know why they do that, because it's something that's kind of unique to American rifles, because most foreign guns will have the serial numbers all over them. Take this Beretta for example. It's got serial number here, and it's also got it here, and then it's got it on the barrel. Well, for whatever reason, American rifles have never really configured to that. The next place we're going to look for a serial number is right here on the barrel. And what you'll see is on this particular one, these two numbers, and I don't know if you'll be able to read those with more light or not, but the numbers on that are 56. And every serial number on an M1 Garand will be set up exactly the same, with the series of numbers, and then the date, which is those two numbers, and then I guess like a contract number. This particular one also has a couple of proof marks, can be seen back here in the back. Those are arsenal proof marks. So what I am able to tell you about this right now, because I have in the past looked up this serial number, is that this serial number is actually in the last 100,000 of the production run, which the production run ended in 1956. And like I say, using our barrel serial numbers and date, we know the barrel is a 1956 barrel. Moving on, I'm going to try this one-handed without catching my finger in it. One of the next places to look is here on top of the bolt. The M1 Garands have a rolling bolt. They have kind of an internal magazine which holds a in-block clip. If you're not familiar with the M1 Garand, what the deal is this in-block clip slides in the top of the magazine when it's open, and the slide will slam closed. You saw me kind of one-handing the back end of the op rod, because one of the things you want to do is have a hold of that op rod when you're slamming ammunition into that thing, or it'll slam closed on your thumb and give you what they call Garand thumb. If you've done it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, give it a try once and you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, continuing on, I'll try to pull in. I'm not going to really get a good focus. Let me see if I can pull in here. It's just not going to give me the quality of picture I really want. Again, on this bolt, you'll notice a series of numbers and the initials SA. As with the barrel, they also had the initials SA. That all stands for Springfield Armory. Again, what you have to do is get in and compare these numbers to get a build date, and I've done that on this particular one, and the bolt is a 1956 bolt. And one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and kind of field strip this so we can get to a few more points. So I'm going to put you back up on the tripod while I'm doing that. Alright, got you back up on the tripod here. One of the things about the M1 Garand, like I say, it uses these M-block clips, and saw an interview some time back from it's actually one of the original Band of Brothers guys. I'm not sure if it was on the Band of Brothers show or not, but he had mentioned the M1 Garand and using the M-block clips. And if you've ever seen any war movies where they're shooting the M1 Garand, you'll know that the M-block slides into the receiver. It holds 8 rounds. Once those 8 rounds are fired on that last round, as the bolt slides back, this M-block clip goes flying out, and it makes a very distinctive ping. Anyway, he was saying that what they would do is pick up some of these empty M-block clips and carry them around, because what had happened was the German soldiers had learned to listen for that distinctive ping, and they'd keep their heads down until they heard that ping, and then they would put their heads up and get ready to shoot while the guys were reloading. Well, what they had done was they had learned to carry some of these empty ones around, and they get to where they were firing 2 or 3 rounds, and then they would take that empty M-block clip and throw it down on the ground. Well, when it hit the ground, it would go ping, and they would already be up and ready to shoot. So when the Germans stuck their heads up, they were ready to shoot at them. So to disassemble this, you just get the back of the trigger guard here, and you can pull it toward the back, and then the trigger guard itself will roll up. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to pull the entire trigger group straight up. Now, one thing on this trigger guard, again, it'll have the same set of numbers, and in this case it's followed by SA for Springfield Armory. One of the things that we did when I bought this and we were doing the research on it was we were able to run the numbers on the trigger guard. There are sites where you can find the different series of numbers for the different parts and compare those parts with a build date. Now, one thing we found was on this entire weapon, and dating all the parts that we could possibly date, the entire weapon is 1956 with the exception of this trigger group. And this trigger group dates to the end of 1945, around November, December. So we're not sure whether at one time or another this was a CMP rebuild or during the Arsenal rebuild it just got exchanged out. Once that trigger group's out, you just simply lift the stock up. In this case, this stock had no numbers. It did have the cartouche and the proof cartouche on the underside, but it did not have any serial numbers to it. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. This particular one has the trapdoor buttstock. Again, once you've got it apart, you've got a series of numbers on the bottom of the receiver, and like I say, those are contract numbers and build numbers. Another important place to look and compare is this op rod. This op rod is this piece, and it continues in up to here. And that's what holds the spring, and it's your recoil action and operates the bolt. The op rod has a series of numbers here, a serial number for itself here, and SA again for Springfield Armory. The other thing on the sights, these rear sights varied quite a bit year to year, and usually it's just a matter of checking the markings on it. It doesn't have a serial number in and of itself, but just comparing some of the markings, some of the dials, the way they're built. And then again, same thing with the front gas block. Sometimes they'll have a number, sometimes they won't. This particular one doesn't. Sometimes if they're national match, they'll have NM stamped on them. But again, these don't, because they're not a national match set. So anyway, this is basically what it looks like. I'm not going to tear it down any further. One, because I don't know how. And two, from the videos I've watched about it, it's a pretty involved process. So one of the things I'll do here is put it back together for you. Okay, like I said, to put this Garand back together, I just put it on there upside down. Fairly simply just slides back into place when you've got it down. And the trigger group just drops straight down into it. Again, you just push the trigger guard itself down and give it a smack, and that'll pop that back into place. And it's back in one piece. We'll take the sling and we'll hook the sling back in it earlier. But like I say, loading it is a fairly simple process. You have to use the op rod to pull the bolt back, and your end block clip just slides in the back end of it like so, and you push down. Like I say, you want to have a hold of the op rod when you push down, because as you go down, that bolt is going to come forward. I'm not going to go ahead and load this. I'll just give you the demonstration of how it's done. Anyway, that's the basics on how to date your M1 Garand. I hope you find this interesting. We'll talk to you later. You have a good day.